Welcome to the Savvy Podcasting for Entrepreneurs podcast, a place for podcasters to learn what's actually working in the world of podcasting and how to use their podcast to generate consistent leads in their business. I'm your host, Jenny, and I'm so excited you're here. Hey, Savvies, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I'm super excited that you're here, and I cannot wait to jump into the episode. As 2022 winds down and we gear up for 2023, I wanted to talk about content planning, specifically the best practices for content planning for your podcast in 2023. So let's dive in. So first up, we have the brain dump step. So this is obviously going to be the very first step in any content planning process. So you're going to get out a sheet of paper or get out a Google Doc and start to just brain dump topic ideas for your podcast. So give yourself about 10 minutes to write down absolutely every content idea that comes to mind. And you'll probably be surprised about how many ideas you come up with. And if it's something that you want to do on the show, but you would need a guest, you don't have to identify the guest name or anything yet. You can literally just say whatever the idea is and write guest next to it, just so you have that for the future. The next step is polling your audience. So after you've done a brain dump and you've racked your brain for all of those content ideas, then it's time to ask your audience what they want to hear from you. The reason you have your podcast in the first place is for your listeners, obviously. So taking their feedback into consideration when you're crafting your content is crucial. And they might give you some ideas that aren't on your brain dump list and help you round out your content for the year, because you might have a couple gaps to fill and people suggest things that you're like, oh, wow, that sounds amazing, but I just didn't think about that. So polling your audience is crucial and goes hand in hand with that brain dump. And then lastly, you want to batch all the things. So when it comes to content planning for your podcast, I highly recommend batching this, not just batching your topic planning, which we already did with the brain dump, but also batch writing your podcast episode scripts if you offer them or if you have them. But also batch writing your podcast episode scripts if that's something you utilize for your episodes. Definitely try and do it in advance. It makes it so much easier than being like, okay, cool, I have this idea this week that I planned out forever ago, but now I have to sit down and write the actual outline, and that can deter you from sitting down and recording. Because if you already have both the topic and the outline ready, why wouldn't you record it, right? So I would love to know, what does your process for content planning look like? Have you started working on your topic ideas for 2023 yet? Let me know over on Instagram. You can find us at Podcasting for Entrepreneurs. And if you're struggling with your content and need a content calendar template, you can go ahead to savvypodcastingforentrepreneurs.com/content and grab that content calendar today. I'll also leave a link below in the show notes so you can grab that there too. But this will really help you just be able to have a calendar for your content. And once you brain dump, you'll be able to fill in the topics and the dates and all that kind of stuff on the content calendar, which will make it so much easier when it comes to recording. So if you want to check out the show notes for this episode, you can go to savvypodcastingforentrepreneurs.com, and I will see you guys in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast player like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Stitcher, and leave a review. You can find us at savvypodcastingforentrepreneurs.com and on Facebook at Savvy Podcasting for Entrepreneurs and Instagram at Savvy Podcasting. Make sure to join our free Facebook community for podcasters by going to savvypodcastingforentrepreneurs.com/community and join in on the exclusive community just for Savvy Podcasting for Entrepreneurs listeners. I'll see you there.